Your boys in the house. Hey guys, it's been a while since I've done a video like this. I mean, I don't really know what I'm doing with YouTube in general. I'm just going around, just as I've always been saying numerous times before, I'm just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. But right now, I guess I'm about to save Luigi. But anyway, it's been quite a weird few years since this whole pandemic started, or since I first started doing Haus, and things have been absolutely weird. Toad has more messages. Damn. Okay, but um, I don't know. I've done a lot of videos on YouTube, just seeing if other people will like it, or seeing that is this like something that I want to do, because Haus wasn't really a YouTube, or Haus actually wasn't something that I was considering doing on social media in general. It all started out actually when me and my brother were just hanging out one day. It was me and him it was sometime in February, because I remember there was snow on the ground. But he moved out of the house already, and I was still in college. And we were just visiting the house just to, I think, finish a couple of errands, I think. But regardless, we were just getting back together for the first time in a long time, and we're just making each other laugh with the things that we do as brothers. You know, like if we have our own inside jokes, and if other people were to listen in on what we were talking about, they probably wouldn't understand, because it's just something that me and my brother do that makes us laugh, and probably nobody else. So it's like that special relationship that you have with, I don't know, a sibling or a best friend or a cousin. I don't know. You totally relate if you have inside jokes with somebody. And that's how the bond between you two is created. But it was just him and I just goofing off, doing whatever. And then the one day, we were coming back into the house. He drove up to the driveway. And I guess we were just having so much fun. He was like, what if you were to make some YouTube channel, or a gaming YouTube channel, just by doing this? And I was like, I have no idea. I'd never thought of that. So literally later that year, I looked into actually just trying social media again. I didn't have a capture card at the time, didn't really know how YouTube gaming really works. But this was back a couple of years ago, and the whole YouTube gaming thing was already super saturated. So I didn't know if I was actually going to pull it off. Of course, I always thought, what if I could create something super big with what I already have available to me? But, it's different. That's why I was actually considering not making a video like this again, because it's just me literally talking to myself technically. But I don't know. I just thought, like I said before, just throwing stuff at the wall, seeing what sticks, and see if I can just, enjoy doing this. Because a lot of videos that I have done in the past were videos that took a long time to edit, but a lot of times I thought to myself, these videos take so long to edit, but I don't know if actually anybody is going to enjoy them or not. Because it's like all about the YouTube algorithm, as people say. It's like pleasing the algorithm. But the thing is, the algorithm is really beyond my control. Just one person doing a YouTube channel alone. So I'm like, let me just explore around. And I thought of it as a challenge. I was like, what if I could challenge myself to please the algorithm with just experimenting around with YouTube? What could I do? Could I make something funny and other people will enjoy it, and will I enjoy it too? And it was a long, tedious process. I was already done with college, and I just didn't know what to do anymore. I was really focused on finding a job out of college, but that didn't really go as well as planned because of the pandemic. So I was thinking to myself, I have a lot of time. Why don't I just give it a try? So I just looked into like what was trending, what people were looking for in games, and a lot of the time I was like, all right, I'll give it a try. But sometimes like some projects went well, and I uploaded them and I've edited them, uploaded them. That's what I'm trying to say. And that's how that came to be. And some people enjoyed some of the projects, which was great, and I thought things were working, but that's as far as it got. I'm like, okay, I gotta get to Luigi somehow. But that was basically it. I was like, okay, that's great, but working on a video for a long while and not being able to have people see it, you know, it was hard. And that's what I'm thinking to myself, if it's not enjoyable for me, why am I doing it? So I'm like, I was just thinking, like, how it was all supposed to start out. It was just me, my brother, just talking about whatever, making each other laugh, genuinely having a good time, and that was it. We weren't focusing on views, we weren't focusing on subscribers, we weren't thinking about anything else in the world because everybody has problems, and we were just trying to get away from it all by just having fun and talking to each other. Meanwhile, I'm mainly doing YouTube as Haus alone. So it's a whole different feeling. Like right now, like I said before, I'm technically just talking to myself right now, but it's for the sake of the recording. Meanwhile, when I'm talking with somebody else, like I'm playing the game with somebody else, and we're just, making stuff up on the fly, enjoying ourselves, not really caring if anybody's watching the stream or if anybody's going to look at the video in the future, doesn't really matter. Because I know somebody is actually there talking with me. And it's a whole different story, because like now I'm just talking about whatever, and it's like I don't anticipate anybody to watch the video, but to me this is just something that I'll just keep for memory's sake. It was really like a different story. For the longest time I was just trying to think of ways to make YouTube enjoyable, because I was out of a job for the longest time, and I wanted things to be fun. I didn't want to just sit around at home and be a bump in the log and not do anything. Like, yeah, I enjoy playing video games, but I'm like, I don't want to do that 24/7. To some people, it's the life, and I'm not gonna blame that for them if that's what they want to do. But to me, that's just not something that I want to do. Just playing games alone, and that's literally it. Because I felt like I've done a lot of that during my childhood. And I'm like, okay, now I'm much older, so I want to do something a little different. But I don't know. It was like really different, honestly, during this whole time of me just exploring around, trying to see if I can make something work, trying to see if I can make something enjoyable for myself, something that will be enjoyable to anybody else who is watching. But yeah, I never really anticipate myself as Haus to get anywhere, which is why I wasn't taking YouTube seriously so much. I mean, yeah, I thought of the ideas like, what if what I did has potential? What if the things I do with my brother, like creating inside jokes, or Haus memes as we call it, was something that we, could actually get somewhere. But I never anticipated that to actually get big. Because, well, like I said before, the algorithm or what YouTube wants is really not up to me. It's just something that I do as a hobby. So, I'm saying a lot. Brother! Yeah, I don't know. I was just thinking, it was a whole different story. Like, I've met, during my time as Haus, I was thinking I've met people like Swaggy Dude and Spencer, and that's when I felt like everything kind of changed, because now I was finally meeting people who were into Splatoon like me. Because before that, when I was just playing by myself, that was literally it. I was playing by myself, knew nobody else in person who liked Splatoon like me. And I was like, okay, well, it's nice playing with randoms from once in a while, but I hear people who like to play online with other people that they know. And it's more fun. But I never had that. And then later on, I was introduced to Spencer's streams, and I don't make all of them. Like, I don't make all of Spencer's streams. I don't make all of Swaggy Dude's streams. But hey, that was something different, because I felt like I was able to be myself and just talk with the guys. And regardless who was watching the stream or who was going to watch it later, it didn't really matter, because the guys I was playing with were having a good time, and yeah, I was genuinely having a good time too. And that's what Haus was supposed to be from the very beginning. It's just me and at least one other person just talking about whatever, fooling around, being ourselves, with literally not much of a care in the world. And that was literally it. It didn't matter what was going on in the real world, or it didn't really matter what other people were doing, because it was just us doing whatever, and that was basically it. We didn't really have to think too hard about it. We don't have to edit the video. We don't really have to think about what game we're playing. It's just us having fun and being ourselves. So that's why, like, there was parts in the stream where I thought, like, I feel like I'm actually me again. I felt like I was actually Haus. Like, there was, like, a couple of scenes from Spencer's streams, like, right here. No. Wait.
No,
wait. No.
I hate this.
No. Wait.
No.
No. What is the Piranha Pot?
Do that too early!
That moment was different compared to, like, my first gameplay. Like, when I was doing Octo Expansion alone. Because that just felt different. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just getting used to the software. And I was just playing the game on my own. And that was literally it. To me, the video was boring and it was cringy, so that's why I don't even like to look back at it sometimes. Or I don't like to look back at it at all. But hey, we all have our first projects. But anyway, it just felt more at home when I was, playing with people who were enjoying themselves, and I was genuinely enjoying myself too. And like, we were able to come up with Haus memes like together. Like, it was something else. It definitely made things feel so much better during my time of quarantine, I guess. Because, like I said before, I couldn't even meet my friends in real life during this time. I was literally working my ass off to, like, graduate the top 5% of my class, or summa cum laude at least. And it's, it was a goal that I've had for 4 years. And long and behold, I finally achieved that goal. And it's like, I was looking forward to getting a job right out of college, because, like, that's what everybody was saying that they do. Like, they get a job right out of college, and everything is great. And then they're paying for whatever they want. They're getting experience in an industry that they want. And I was just hearing about that all the time. It was the case for many people I knew. And it was the case for many of the people who graduated with me, actually. But for me, it wasn't the same. I was like, well, even before the pandemic, that was usually the case. But even during the pandemic, I'm looking at people on LinkedIn and people who graduated with me, and they're like, oh, I got a job right out of college. Or they're like, oh, I was out of a job for like maybe a month. But other than that, it was fine. I was perfectly great, and I got a job technically a month after college. I was like, don't get me wrong, I'm happy for them, and that's great. But it bothered the heck out of me a lot. It was like, I've worked so hard to get to the point of getting my diploma, and turns out I can't even get a job or reward myself by seeing friends, because the pandemic was like, nope, you're gonna have to stay in your house and just wait for some miracle to happen. So it was a rough time, for me at least. It's a different story for everybody else, but I just never talked about it so much, because I never really wanted people to have to listen to me whine about anything. But that's why, like, I went into the streams from time to time. I was like, well, I have nothing else to do, and I would like to talk to somebody. Even though I really didn't want to admit that. I was pretty stubborn. I just didn't want to admit that I wanted to talk to somebody when really I did. So I just go in. I don't talk about what I was going through, but it's like people were there to have fun, and that's what I was hoping to get to. Oh boy. So, and it's because, like, during this time, like during the pandemic particular, I met a lot of people and had fun with them. Like, it's nice going into the lobby and Discord and talking with people like Spencer Man and Swaggy Dude, Nice Guy, Mike Fortress 2, JM Death Punch, among others. And we're just, having fun playing Splatoon, playing Smash Bros. I mean, I'm not the greatest at the games, but I don't really care. We're just still having fun. What the heck is Mario doing? And that was really all that mattered. I was like, you know, what if I never met these guys online and it was just me? Like I said before, I couldn't meet my friends in real life because, well, the pandemic was preventing us from getting together. And some of them were even exposed to the virus themselves, and this was before a vaccine was founded. So that was a whole another can of worms. But even so, I was able to meet people online and still have fun just by playing video games together, or just watching videos, or just, I don't know, talking, I guess. And that's what I believe like was one good thing that happened during the pandemic, because like everyone's saying the pandemic was an awful time, and honestly I agree. It was like a very, very difficult time for even me, who was just working working all the time to like just find a job somewhere, and it was just so hard and frustrating at points, but I just never wanted to talk about it really, because I didn't know who to talk to or who would relate. But I don't know. Just trying to explore. How the frick do I get over there again? Oh yeah, I need to go this way. Okay. Okay. Anyway, but things have turned out a little differently, and I honestly hope that I get to make a lot more memories with these guys or with anybody else that I would play with over time. Because I have played with a lot of people over my days as Haus, I guess. A lot of times it was fun. Like sometimes, well, we're not into everything, of course. We're not gonna be exactly the same, and I prefer it to be that way because I want to be unique. But it's I just hope to meet a lot of other people over time, just to see what happens, see if we can create some fun memories together and whatnot. Because that's what helped me get through the pandemic, honestly. Just creating memories together, even though like other people don't understand them. And that was it. Like me and my brother, when we first pulled up into the driveway all that time ago, I was like, you know, we have like our own house memes, and he was like, what? What do you mean by house meme? And I was like, well, we have like these things that we say from time to time, and they make us laugh. But if other people were to join in or try to listen in on the jokes, they honestly wouldn't understand at all, because they're just something that make us laugh. And he's like, you mean inside jokes? And I was like, oh, there's a term for that? He was like, yeah, but honestly, he liked the term house memes, and that's honestly how we kept the term, and that's how it was created. I don't know. I did what I call pulling a Dr. Seuss. I don't know what was going on, or I don't know of a name for the situation that was happening, but I was like, you know, I gotta call it something, and I gotta make it up on the fly, so I was like, you know what, Haus meme. And that was honestly like how we got the name Haus. It was like, you know, if you call yourself Haus, or Haus meme, like, yeah, anybody could come up with that. I was like, let's tailor it to more you, since of course I'm German, and I've been obsessed with studying the German language for years now. He was like, you know, what if you change your name from Haus to Haus? And I was like, I like that. I've never had a nickname before. So I just went with it. And honestly, it was something that I actually liked, and it just stuck. So that was pretty much how the whole idea of Haus became a thing. But I guess we're starting to approach 20 minutes now, so I think I'm just going to end the episode here. If you actually watch the whole episode, I honestly don't expect anybody to, but if you actually watch the whole thing, good on you, because I think my commentaries are absolutely boring. But I don't know. I'm just playing around, just trying to see what I can do with the time that I have. And that's pretty much it. So, if you did watch at all, thank you so much for actually watching. And I'll see you guys next time. I'm out this house.